Welcome, I'm Avatar Slang, breaking down fiction, fandom, and nerd culture where it connects with politics, society, and everything in between. Before we get into it, make sure you're subscribed on YouTube or following on Spotify so you don't miss an episode. I post short videos all week on TikTok and Instagram at avatar.slang. Sharing the show, leaving a review, or tagging a friend helps me grow this platform. Want to take it up a level? Support at buymeacoffee.com/avatarslang. The link's in the description. Now let's get into it. Thanks for joining me today.
Hey, what's up, bro? Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, so my boy's in Chicago. This guy just be jumping cities.
At this point, we lived in Atlanta, now Chicago, and then we see from there.
Quick question. Which do you like better between Atlanta and Chicago? I've never been to Chicago yet, so.
Chicago, man, by far. Chicago's food. Only thing is, I'll say this. Atlanta's weather in the winter is much better.
It's milder.
But outside of that, I promise people like Chicago is. I like to call Chicago the clean New York, and Chicago is what we think New York is. So like,
I heard that.
This big, robust city, which New York is, but it's just like Chicago's cleaner in terms of the theater gigs and theater jobs. It's not as like oversaturated, and it's a beautiful place to live. Sharima loves it. My fiance loves it.
Really? Y'all, you think y'all go? Fiance?
No, not yet. Not fishing. I just say it. Nah, you're not fishing. I gotta make it fishing.
Okay. Would y'all relocate there, or you don't know yet?
Oh yeah, we're here. We're here now. Yeah. Oh. She moved.
Now I'm about to hear about that.
Yeah.
Dang.
So you got to, because we talked about that. So you definitely should buy it.
Okay. So, matter of fact, since we in the Chicago part of the convo, how is acting out there?
Like the acting scene is beautiful. It's not as saturated. It's a lot of gigs, a lot of storefront theater, which in my training at DePaul, the theater school at DePaul, we kind of are hammered and really ushered in about the city in terms of the flow and how like the theater scene is very much different here. In terms, like, it's very different in the sense of it's more work for a lot more people, because not everything is in New York, because it's so oversaturated. A lot of people are like fighting for jobs, fighting for gigs, where Chicago is like, no, like if you email the right people, look for the right things will come up and things will pop up, and it's much easier for the artist to get through and kind of make a way for themselves.
So you're about what, 28?
Yeah.
So how's the independent scene out there as far as like, maybe not theater, but like film?
Yeah, both. So that kind of brings back to like storefront theater. Because I know a lot of people actually use a lot of storefront theater for independent projects and solo pieces and solo performances. It is beautiful. Like it's so much out here. In terms of film, a lot of film. I will say New York, LA, Chicago, and Atlanta are like the big four. Like Albuquerque is in there too, because they have a tax incentive over in Albuquerque as well, which I found out not too long ago. But those, in terms of like cities, those are the big four cities that are doing like a lot of filming. Ironheart was just filmed here. We'll talk about that. Some of the MCU shows later on in the podcast, and a lot of the Chicago PDs, the Chicago shows, the Dick Wolf shows are a lot of them are filmed here.
Right.
The Bear.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a lot.
It's one of the biggest cities in the country, and not just by size, but like the density, the busyness. So so let's get into, we want to do DC or Marvel first?
I was DC, man. Just so you
let's
catch
do
up
DC. That's the fun one.
I knew we wanted to talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So first off, we didn't get to talk about Superman. So how'd you feel about Superman?
I loved it, man. Like I was telling my dad, I was like legit. So before seeing it, Superman 2 with the Christopher Reeves version of it, that was my favorite. That was my favorite Superman movie. I saw this and it was like, hold on. First off, props to James Gunn, because countless times have he showed us that he can write comic book characters that we can care about, love, be empathetic for, and understand. I think my biggest problem with other versions, not gonna say no names, not gonna spell, but there's other versions of Superman was he was just this unstoppable force essentially, and only
Yes.
like a doomsday level character could like kind of stop him in his tracks. Whereas like no, quote James Gunn or kind of quoting one thing I like that he said about Superman, his version of Superman is like this Superman can lose. Like he
Hmm.
can lose fights. He won't win all the fights. You know, he'll have to be more strategic about winning it. It's less about punching my way through and really thinking my
Hmm.
way through. And that's what I got from like this version of Superman. It made me want to be a better person leaving the theater. A lot of times, yeah, like a lot of times you see these movies, you're like, oh, I want to be a superhero. I want to do this. I want to do that. But like, I think for this particular version, it made me think about the responsibilities that come with being a superhero and being a better person. And I enjoyed it. I loved it.
So okay, I agree with that. And I had a friend who actually posted something like that on Threads, and James Gunn responded to that
Yeah,
like directly.
yeah, like that's
So yeah, I agree. I like that he's very interactive. Obviously, he's famous, so he can't interact with everybody, but he
mhm.
tries,
He tries. He
and he will address certain people by name and try to remember who they are for later interactions.
mhm.
I do got one thing for the Superman super strong thing. When I first heard that, I was like, people are not gonna like that. And some people didn't, but I think he did it well because when you looked at it, the only person who was strong enough to even beat him was Superman
Mhm.
anyway. It was just
Mhm.
another it was his clone. So I was like, well, all right, well, he it actually wasn't that bad. It's another Kryptonian.
Yeah, exactly.
Second, this reminds me of we were young, so we didn't have anything to compare it to, but the DCAU, for people who don't understand what that is, I'm talking
Mhm.
about the one on Kids WB Cartoon Network. That's Superman. He wasn't invincible in the initial series. Now in Justice League Unlimited, he starts snapping.
Yeah, 100%.
But initially, he would really have issues with like Livewire or
Mhm.
Metallo. Well, Metallo had Kryptonite, but you get my point. So
Then also just a quick shout out too
yeah,
to Sean Gunn, James Gunn's brother, DePaul alumni, MFA.
I didn't know
He went
that.
to theater school as well. Who's playing Maxwell Lord, I think.
Maxwell Lord. Yep.
Yep, which is so dope, which is nice to see. But yeah, shout out to him.
So we're gonna forget about the real Maxwell Lord, Pedro Pascal.
Nah, we can't. But yeah, man, the DCU, which is called, I just been enjoying it. I personally feel like with I want to say 4 projects he's done so far: Peacemaker, Creatures
Hmm.
Commando, Peacemaker season 2, and what was it? Superman. I feel like he hasn't missed yet, man.
No.
Not that they, like things won't, as the part of the territory, but he has a grasp of what he's writing, who he's writing about, and making these
Hmm.
people human, but yet very different. Like it's funny thing is I'm watching Peacemaker season 2 now, and I'm like, this is so. It feels so different from Superman,
Yes.
but yet
Yes.
feels so like okay, this is the same universe, and
Yeah, for sure.
it's crazy.
I
Like that
like how
last
he does
episode
that
was
too.
wild.
He adjusts
Last
his pen
episode
for the
was
characters
exactly yeah. He
while
really
still having a style.
exactly exactly his music. I think I was just talking to another buddy. James Gunn is my favorite director in terms of the way he uses music too, in his song choices.
He actually admitted that like that's the easiest part for him. In the same interview where he was talking about anyway, he was in the interview I listened to recently, and this is a post-release interview. He was saying that's the easiest part for him. The hardest part was telling himself not to use music so much. He
Yeah, that
leaned
makes
into the score more in this movie.
yeah. You see it because it's beautiful. Like the scene, not only like the original score, but the songs that are being used, like the scene with Mr. Terrific and the T Spears, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
bro, that. Cause I'm listening to it and I'm into it. I'm like, this such a like not an odd song, but like a song that I'm like, okay. And then I hear
Oh,
it and I see the way it matches and every exact, and I'm just like, whoa, he's doing something with this. This is beautiful. And then punk rocker at the end of it, I'm just like,
yeah.
that is beautiful. And I know he got those numbers, those
Hmm.
Spotify music streaming numbers up because I'm like, yo, like these
It
songs
was
are
definitely
fire.
trending on TikTok because TikTok is part of the
Hmm.
billboards now.
Yeah, that's which is wild, man. But yeah, yeah.
So, question: do you think he writes the scene for the song, or or maybe adjusted for the song, but
I remember seeing an interview with him in I want to say 2016 or was it 2017? Whenever Guardians 2 Volume 2 came out,
mhm.
he spoke about having a song in mind uh
Okay, that makes
first,
sense.
if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I feel like I heard that before. So yeah, which but again, it was just so dope because you still gotta. Yeah, I got the song in mind, then I gotta match it. Or maybe again, it's like then at moments where he got the scene, he got
Mhm.
the action, and then he matches the songs. Yeah, I know he did Mr. Blue Sky with Volume 2 of the Guardians, and that matched
Yes.
perfectly. And I was like, what? Like, huh?
Yeah.
And it's funny because every single time he does that,
Mhm.
I take my phone, I say, Siri, what song is this? And do it and I
Yeah,
download it. And I'm like, his
and I'm
music
sure
choices.
America does too.
It never, yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone does it. It's like, it just never misses.
Mhm.
I was watching side note, I was rewatching Silverlinings Playbook. Um, Fuck that director and
Classic
writer,
movie.
by the way.
Wait,
But
who's the director?
David O. Russell, I believe.
Oh,
Piece of
okay.
shit.
You
Piece of shit.
really, is
He
that like an insider thing?
no,
Or that's, like,
it's well
known?
known. I can share it. It's well known. A lot
Okay.
of sexual assault, not even
Oh, I didn't
allegations,
know that.
sexual
It's
assault
funny
with
because
it.
it was filmed down the street from me.
Yeah. It was something Darby.
A
Some
lot of Drexel Hill and a
W.
lot of, I don't know, it's somewhere in Delco.
Yeah, exactly. So, but great movie. I don't take nothing away from the performances of the actors or anything like that. But I was rewatching it last night, and some of the song choices was just like so beautiful. But I think for me, especially watching Sinner and then watching Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer,
Mhm.
music is such a big deal now. It's
Yes.
not, and not only with taking songs that we know of or are already existing, but also the original score. I see,
Mhm.
especially being a independent filmmaker for short films, I'm like, okay, now I see how music plays a big part of telling this story and conveying the
Mhm.
emotion with the audience and everything.
I agree with that. It's definitely a big part of film now,
Yeah,
but I think it could be overdone if you do it wrong, which
100%.
James decided to pull it back a little bit because now the few songs he did use stuck out.
100%. I was taking a film class here at DePaul, or when I was back at DePaul, just alumni now. When I was taking class at DePaul, and we took a film class, and one of the critiques that one of my core members got was the overuse of music. He's like that
Okay.
moment of just letting the audience sit in the character's thought with no music would have done more for
Mhm.
the scene and the message and the tone of the scene than
Mhm.
adding music. And there's a lot of times the music can come off as very forceful. I think that's why I love James Gunn's use of music because he uses a song that I personally, Tyrone, would never use. And
Yeah.
then I'm like, that's perfect. Like, that works. It brings the scene out so much.
For me, that's a good point. One point I want to add to that is that punk rocker
Hmm.
was it was a full circle moment because we forgot to even have that conversation because a lot had happened.
Hmm.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it came up at the end, right?
The very end, like almost
Okay.
at the very end, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I was like, oh yeah, like they did talk about that a little bit during
Mhm,
the that was a scene when he was by the window and the action was happening
mhm.
when they were talking about was that when he talked about getting hitting himself in or whatever?
Might even been further than that.
Okay. But
I got
either way,
notes.
it full
Yeah,
circled back to their conversation about punk rock.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Are you talking about, like, the first initial conversation?
Yes, yep.
Yes, I think that was the first initial,
Okay.
yeah.
So okay. So should we let's just jump into Superman 2, which got announced today.
So, I was on the phone with my dad, and I was
Uh-huh.
talking to him about how I miss the days of especially with films, because now that I'm in the film industry and I really understand filming, now and the producing side of it. 2-year window of or gap for films is normal. So
Uh-huh.
when I saw it announced for 2027, I was like, about time.
Yeah.
Films shouldn't take, depending, I won't say all the time, because depending on what you're trying to do,
Uh-huh.
it shouldn't take 2 or 3 years. I mean, no longer than 2 or 3 years. It shouldn't
No,
take
I see
four
what you're
years,
saying.
5 years to get a film finished. 2 years is like the perfect. I think that's the sweet spot. I think a year can be too rushed,
Yeah.
but 2 years is like the sweet spot, especially seeing like, man, he works like a like a madman.
Especially if you already have a good script.
Yeah,
Because sometimes they announce these things and there's no script done, but
there's no
he did
script.
say he's a script first guy.
He is. He is. I also, to piggyback off of that, I like the fact that he canceled some other projects that he had because the scripts weren't strong.
I think we're finding out that was Sergeant Rock. We don't fully know. Some people thought it was Authority, but I think
I
it's
thought it was
Sergeant
Authority
Rock.
as well. Yeah. Hmm.
I mean, I have no confirmation, but I've seen
Yeah.
other people think it was Sergeant Rock, which I
Yeah.
don't even remember who that is right now. I'm
No.
not gonna lie.
That's another thing, man. He takes these characters who, like, who some of us might not know, most of us might not know, and then just make them so lovable and so adorable. Again, the Guardians of the Galaxy is a perfect example. Like, me
Hmm.
and you being comic book lovers and readers, we knew coming in who they were. But even then, the way he did it, the team was so different
Yes.
compared to like the original, or even at that time the modern take on the
Yeah.
Guardians.
Yeah.
And I just
Because that's the
appreciate his
'08 team.
writing. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
like the
Yeah. Because I remember they. Sorry for cutting you off, but I
no,
was just gonna say real quick that they appeared on Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
he did.
Peter was he was a chill guy.
Yeah,
So now he's more like a dumber Tony.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's just interesting
And
that he
even when
changed him.
and to piggyback off of that, even when they appeared on Earth Mightiest Heroes, Adam Warlock was a part of that squad.
He was. He was.
And he
Yeah.
waited, like, and I think that's another thing about him too, as well. James Gunn is his patience. Is like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna plant this seed in Guardians 2.
Mhm.
Okay, we're not gonna rush it for Avengers Endgame or Infinity War, which I thought they was gonna do. I thought they was gonna bring Adam in
Especially
for
since he has a rivalry with Thanos.
and in the comic books he plays a big part in Infinity War. But they didn't rush it. And
Mhm.
then Guardians 3 come around, and that's my personal favorite. I know a lot of people prefer the first one. I love Guardians 3. I think Guardians
I know
3 is
some people who
perfect.
have Guardians 3 as their favorite.
Yeah, good, good. 'Cause that's my personal favorite. I was like, this right here and they needed it. Like, not to,
Mhm.
like, how I am. I'm anti-capitalist, but it was nice to see Guardians
As
3
am
get like a
I.
financial win because at the
Yeah.
time that Marvel needed it, and James Gunn was kind of like already going his way out for all the
Yeah, yeah.
other
All the
stuff.
things happen. Yeah.
So it was nice for him to get that win because they deserved it. And I think again, the story for me in terms of the films that came out within that time frame of, I think that would have been phase 4, either 4 or 5. I'm not too sure. Again, they just needed the win. They really needed that to be the one that takes it home.
I agree. I agree. And that was you're referring to Guardians, right?
Guardians 3, yep.
Okay. I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that. So, but then the issue with that is not issue. The
Hmm.
problem with that is those are characters people already like.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know what? I'm gonna say this, but then I want to go back to the DC thing real quick.
Hmm.
So Marvel, as much as we defended them maybe a year and a half ago, they messed themselves up
They did.
by they don't back then when people liked their movies, they said, "Oh, we want to use those people again quickly." Shang-Chi been came out what 4 years ago now.
4 years now. I think 2021. I think.
You had a post-credit scene implying a sequel, no sequel in sight. So you're messing up there. So you're introducing too many characters that don't get follow-ups.
That was
I
the
don't
problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. I was just gonna say to wrap that up real quick. I don't mind if you're gonna do movies that don't really connect because comics
Hmm.
don't all connect. You just
They
know they
don't.
connect with little things,
Hmm.
but they always get a next issue.
They always do.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah, and I agree with that, and that was, like, the big thing with Disney, when they stepped in to slow the output of films and television, specifically television, because, like, you're introducing all these characters,
Yeah.
and that's kinda it.
There's just introductions and you kind of sprinkle them in other places, but well, to be honest, we didn't even see Shang-Chi since.
No, we haven't, and that was a beloved movie too. That
Yeah.
was
It
genuinely,
made
like,
money. No
generally
one really
liked.
complained.
Yeah,
And
that was like, yep,
that's why I hate the post Endgame argument because I'm like, no, people we're mostly fine with Marvel for
100%.
3 years after Endgame.
Yeah, because WandaVision kicked off the Marvel TV thing,
And that was a weekly event.
and they loved it.
Yeah.
That was loved. And again, it's not like superhero fatigue, but it's more so like just bad product fatigue. Like
Yeah,
people are, if you're gonna keep throwing these things out and the writing isn't sticking or things like even myself, like I love Falcon and Winter Soldier, but I can also recognize like why a lot of people didn't, or why a
that's
lot
what
of
it is
people
for
had their
me.
issues.
The
And I was
ending
like, I get it.
wasn't as good as it could have been. I was fine with it, but like you said, I recognize why that doesn't hit, especially since that's a Captain America legacy project.
Yeah, yeah. So that was like a big thing. I just appreciate again because writing, especially coming from like the acting standpoint, writing is not my strong suit. So I really commend James Gunn going out to write, direct, and then not only writing and directing, but writing something, allowing someone else to direct. Because some
Yeah,
episodes, I'm pretty sure there's some Peacemaker episodes this season coming up or this season already that he actually didn't direct. And it's always nice to see a person like kind of give that reign, like, no, I wrote this. This is my baby,
yeah,
but it's not so close to my heart, or
yeah.
I'm not playing it so close to my chest where I can't let other people direct and throw there and kind of like be directors. I love that.
I agree with that. So I don't understand TV directing as much
Hmm.
as movie directing, but what I do know is that it's not a good thing to have one person direct all the episodes, they say. And I don't know the exact reason, but I know that's like a thing.
It's a big
And
thing.
Marvel had that issue because they usually have one director for one series.
The whole series.
Yeah, yeah.
I think, and I honestly think the only two series, in my opinion, that really worked. Uh, I won't use the word 100% well, but like most of it was really, really great. Was
Mhm.
Loki
Yes.
and WandaVision.
Mhm.
Because I think even Moon Knight had a few directors, and that worked
Okay.
to me. That's another favorite of mine. But that wasn't like a. I don't think that was one director the whole way through. I can double
Okay.
check. But what you're saying is 100% true. It's like you want to have multiple directors because
Mhm.
someone the director, I can't even think of her name because I know her personally. We met at the Chicago Film Fest.
Okay.
She worked on
I'll put a
Ironheart
name
the
up.
first 3 episodes. Yeah, she worked on Ironheart for the first 3 episodes, and they gave it to another director for the next 3 episodes, so 6 in total. And I'm like, that's what you're supposed to do. It just works. It just works better for film and television. I'm sorry for just. It just works better for television. Excuse me.
What's her name? Angela Barnes?
No, not Angela Barnes. Let me see. What was it? Because I have it here as well.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm looking too. Don't then again, they're not making it easy for me to see.
Sam Bailey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we had met at the Chicago Film Festival
Okay.
in I want to say 2023.
Okay.
And when we first met, she was exchanging information. She was super down to earth too. Because she's a Chicago native but lives over
Yeah,
in
that's
LA
cool.
now and everything.
Okay.
And when we was talking about it, she was like, "Yeah, I directed the first 3 episodes, and then Angela comes in and directed the next three." And even looking at it, because for some people outside looking in, probably would think, "Well, it's not gonna be coherent. We're not gonna understand." I'm like, no, like the writing is the same. Like
Yeah.
directors are not writers for the most part.
Yeah.
So I mean, some are, of course, but like in that sense, the writing room is the writing room, and then directors get it, and then they put their own thing to it,
Right.
and it just works. It just works well. It just works better. I think, especially for television, that's how it doesn't get stale, and thinks that's how you see different takes and looks on things. Like imagine with all these seasons of Law and Order, it's the same director throughout the whole time. It's like no, like having these different directors and different guest stars and
Yes.
different actors come in to play the guest stars is one of the best things you can do because number one, that's how some of us get our starts.
Mhm.
Recently, I had an audition for Chicago PD for a co-star role. For people who don't know, a co-star and guest star, the difference is a co-star comes in, he or she has about 1 or 2 lines, keeps the story moving. A guest star is where you come in for a full episode and you're not like a regular on the cast, but you are the main plot. You're a part of the main plot line for that
Gotcha.
episode. Mahershala Ali, Viola Davis, Pedro Pascal's America's Sweetheart. A lot of especially actors. I see it more with actors who go and get MFAs or even BFAs. A lot of them that's how they get their start in
Notice
co-star
that
and guest star. Yeah.
whenever you look at someone's Wikipedia,
Yeah.
you always see a bunch of co-starring, guest starring roles.
They say every actor that is known, you see them on you saw them on Law and Order.
Yeah.
Is a few exceptions, of course, but that's like the rule of the game, especially when you graduate from like the Yales or the Pauls or
Right.
NYU's Juilliards. You see a lot of them pop up on the Dick Wolf shows, and that's how you know like you're starting off pretty well.
It's funny because my wife always says, she's notoriously bad with actors, and so she'll be like, "Oh, I know him. That's the guy who plays Magneto." I'm like, "No," and she's like, "Well, I saw him on Law and Order, though." I'm like, "Well, everyone's on Law and Order, so you're
Well,
not telling
everyone
me
is all
anything." And
yeah.
sometimes she don't even know that she saw on Law and Order. She'll just say it, and I'm like,
Just, hey, I don't know, but listen, you know, I saw him a lot older, man.
but she'll be so sure. Oh man,
Yeah, and
but
that's the beauty of it. Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
And that's the beauty of it. Not to gonna get back on topic, but like
No, you're fine.
coming from doing my first professional theater job over at the Fleetwood Jordan Theater, we did a play called Passover by Antoinette Wandu, and seeing like um the original Chicago version, not version, the Steppenwolf production. There we go. That's a better way to put it. The Steppenwolf Steppenwolf production of it, and seeing where the actors are now, how a lot of them did guest stars and co-stars, and even went on to do Purpose, which is still, I believe it haven't closed yet. It's still on Broadway. That started off at Steppenwolf at Chicago, and seeing what they're doing now. Like I think Chicago is one of the best starting places for a career, and seeing so many actors that I know personally and Ironheart is all wraps back into that. Seeing them kind of make their, like, how do I say it? Like their beginning and
Yeah,
their debut. There you go, their
yeah.
debut on TV for a Chicago show is like one of the best things to see, because like that's what it's about. I'm saying with New York actors, it's kind of like finding those shows that hit television, and like, oh, this is the show that kind of starts things off, and
Okay.
it's super dope to see. Sam did a great job at like bringing a lot of these Chicago actors together. Not just the actors, but like the crew were Chicago crew.
Yeah,
The producers, of course, Marvel, but like they made sure to put people in the writing room who were familiar with Chicago,
that's
and
cool.
it was so beautiful.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna pivot back to DC real quick
Hmm.
because we kind of started talking about Big Three, but we didn't get all the way into it.
Yeah.
So well, no, we're not gonna do Big Three yet, but
Okay.
it's a little Big Three related. So Superman Man of Tomorrow. Do you have any expectations for it? Because that's sometimes just a title for him.
Yeah.
So I can tell you what I think real quick.
You go first.
I think Lex is going to be a more physical villain this time. What is the main villain or not? No way to know, because Superman could juggle multiple things. Like Lex was the main villain in the last one. And Superman's final boss, I put that in quotations, was Ultraman, but he fought the engineer
Hmm.
and the other what the robots called, the Raptors.
Yeah, something. I think it was
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Okay. So there could be he could fight Lex in the middle. He could fight Lex in the beginning. Lex could betray him after they take down Brainiac together, because some people think that's going to be a thing.
Hmm.
So, but I my one expectation is Lex will at least be some type of physical villain or physical ally.
Yeah, I agree. Because we haven't got there yet on a big screen. We haven't got Lex in his
No.
full-fledged Iron Man-like suit,
Yeah.
combat Superman. And to piggyback off of that, I agree. I think that's definitely going to happen, but I definitely think there's going to be another villain thrown into there. Um,
Who would
and
you
that's
want to
and
see?
that's the thing about James Gunn, which I really love about him in terms of his writing. He, I see him definitely trying to put someone on the big screen that we
Hmm.
haven't seen yet.
Mm.
Again, everyone knows Ultraman. This version of Ultraman is gonna become Bizarro eventually. Um, and I don't know if he's gonna bring him back that quick. We never know. And but
They
in
asked about
terms of,
that, and he was like, "I can't talk about that."
yeah, see, like you never know. And in terms of a villain I like to see Metallo, Parasite.
Yeah,
I
he
can
has
see
a good.
Metallo, especially if he's gonna be rocking the armor.
Mhm.
Legs gonna be rocking that armor. I can see Metallo making an
But
appearance.
Metallica can't use kryptonite because it don't exist.
It's gonna be interesting, man. But
Yeah.
I would love to see a live action Parasite, because that was when I watched the '90s cartoon. That was my Parasite scared me.
Wasn't Parasite made just for that show too? Or
Yo, yo, I think you're right.
Parasite? I know Livewire was for sure.
Livewire definitely was.
I could look up Parasite, but
I think Parasite was made for the show. And again, that's so dope when you get these man.
I got another question for you.
It's
It's
that
a little DC related, Big Three related. Should James Gunn just give in and let Pattinson be the DC Batman?
for the longest, I was feeling the difference of Matt Reeves having his own like Batman
Mm-hmm.
thing going on. But again, the internet is funny because I saw one comment, and I don't remember what it was verbatim, but it was interesting because the comment was like, you can definitely this Batman that's very noir,
Mm-hmm.
boots to the ground. You
Mm-hmm.
can have him meet Superman, and then just immediately become fantastical, and it will still work. And I agree with that. I ain't gonna lie, I agree with that. And for the longest, I was like, no, let it be separate. Let it be separate. But
Mm-hmm.
now, and because I'm a newly I'm a fan of Robert Pattinson.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see him rock out with David, man. I would love to see it.
The dichotomy be crazy.
I think we so because I think that the dynamic of them both are so different.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we would need, and that will make it work so well. Because I'm like, they're so the universes are so different, especially after watching the Penguin, which was
Yeah,
phenomenal. I think that will hammer in more of the differences of the men.
I
Because right
agree.
now with um Robert Pattinson's Batman, you see like this vengeance, this darker hero who at the end of the Batman comes back and like he's helping kids, helping people out the flood. He's doing all these things. He's operating as the sun is coming up, which is such a brilliant way
That's
to
such a
end
good
the
point.
story. That was beautiful. And then you have Superman who's mainly operating in the day, who's these two very different personalities and
Mm-hmm.
very different upbringings, but yet have so many things similar with each other. How that dynamic will play, and I can see it happening. 'Cause at first I was like, "No, don't do it. Just have a different Batman and have two different Batmans running around. Let one brother make like 800 mil to a billion every movie." But like
Yeah.
now seeing it, like now looking at what James Gunn did with that Superman, I
Mm-hmm.
can see it happening.
So as I was listening to that, I had an issue pop up and I solved it in my head immediately. Matt
Was it?
Reeves doesn't want to write around
No,
the
you don't.
DCU, but the trick is James Gunn will write around what Matt Reeves is doing.
And he's done it with Marvel already.
Mm-hmm.
He done it beautifully. Even coming in with when Guardians was in Avengers Infinity War and
Mm-hmm.
Endgame, especially in Infinity War, he wrote their dialogue.
Okay.
So he came in, yeah, he wrote the dialogue with like for the Russo brothers when they did Infinity War. So it's like
Okay.
I can see the guy is just adaptable, man. I don't mean
Yeah.
it's not like speak so highly like oh, he's like this amazing, but in terms of like he's perfect, but just in terms of like his writing style and him being a collaborator, even the video of him and David, the guy who plays Superman,
Mm-hmm.
seeing how they're collaborating or trying to solve like this issue of what does this line mean for Superman. I really believe he's like probably one of the most collaborative guys in Hollywood in terms of like the comic book scene, which Marvel should take a note out of their book because they were like that at first, but then they started overseeing all these projects and felt that we have to have this post-credit scene set this movie up. Where James Gunn specifically said, "No, we're not doing that. Like our post-credit scenes, our end credit scenes won't
Mm-hmm.
always have the next movie because
Well, to be fair,
gotta stay on
Marvel
the."
doesn't even set up movies anymore to post credit scenes. They just happen and nothing. They don't mean anything.
See, that's true. That is 100% true, and it's like,
Like we're at like 7 in a row now. Before Fantastic Four, we're at 7 in a row.
yeah, yeah. It's like
But my bad. That's you had a point, and I threw it off. But I
no,
had to
no,
get that out there because we had a bunch of nothing burgers as far as those
we
post
did.
credit scenes. Shang-Chi's post credit scene means nothing right now.
It don't. They finally, yeah. To piggyback off of, sorry, man. To piggyback off of Shang-Chi's like post credit scene, it's finally meaning something because of the incursions coming in
Oh
for,
right.
and it's like it took y'all 4 years.
Oh, see, I didn't even think of that one. But yes, you're right.
But if you're talking about the end credit scene with his sister, yeah, it didn't lead to
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
It it didn't, and it probably won't until another 2 years. Or so that means We get a
She don't
total
have
of
gray hair.
6, 7 years. We don't, and it's like, I'm gonna get me, and that's the problem. That leads me to the problem I have with gaming right now, where I understand game development is expensive,
Mhm,
it's crazy, is outlandish, is,
mhm,
but at the same time, it's like game development is so shitty right
mhm,
now to a point where back in the PS2 days, which I'm not totally comparing because I understand the technology was very different. Back in the PS2 days and the Xbox 360, I use Xbox 360. That's why I really grew up on the
mhm.
360. We got 4 years of war games in one generation.
That's true.
We had Gears 1, 2, 3, Judgment.
Mhm,
4. You come to the Xbox series, sorry, Xbox One, you get 2. You get Gears 4, you get Gears of War 4, and you get Gears 5, and you got you got the tactics and you got all those. I'm not too sure when that comes, but like the mainline games
sure.
are 2. Now this generation is about to end where you get 1, which is about to be a prequel, which is E-Dead. So the same thing with I'm gonna jump right back to like
No, you're good.
the comics. With the PlayStation, you have like 3 or 4 Grand Theft Auto games, and then if you notice with the Xbox One generation and the PlayStation 4 generation, we had none. But the redemption was Rockstar's Big Bitty
Right.
Beat. And then now I'm back here, you're back to where we're at now. The, it's like, okay, the game's gonna go out, it's gonna sell gangbusters, it's gonna do amazing, right? Cool. That's good for the capitalists and the publishing team and all that.
Sure.
Take two. But as a consumer, it's like, yes, I want a finished product, and yes, I want the games to come faster. But I don't want any like crunch time with developers. I want nothing like that. But we still need these things that are like just a better pace. I'm gonna say a faster pace, but like it
Mhm,
got to be like a better way to work. And it takes me back to like the comic book thing, movies with Marvel at the moment, because it's like back to you saying some of these games and films are tied up with plot points that literally won't be
addressed.
touched on
Yeah.
until another 6, 7 years. And I bet you when they do Shang-Chi #2, they're gonna gloss over that within the first 10, 20 minutes, and then the plot lines will be something totally different.
Totally different.
I promise you.
It's gonna be totally different.
Promise you.
You're gonna be fighting someone we wasn't even asking for.
100%.
It'll still be good, but we're like, that's not what we was waiting for.
100%. Your thing is gonna be some crazy dynamic between him and his sister beef and then fighting over, the next group of whatever. And that happens, they tie that in 20, 30
They're
minutes and
gonna
then
find a
boom.
way to put venom in it.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. It's like that's because that's what happens when you take such a long, that's too long.
Yeah.
I think three years is okay. I think I'd give it 3 years. Like, okay, I could see that. But like James Gunn just saying like, hey man, and he got a date. Not only do we have like a release window, we have a date. What is it, like July 2020,
Yeah.
July 2027? I think there's a date on there. I'm like, bro, like that's what we need. And I think competition breeds excellence because
Mhm,
Marvel really needed it. Marvel needed someone like James Gunn to go over to DC and say like, "Hey, let's scrap all this. The
mhm.
Rock, go ahead, go kick rocks. We're not gonna turn this into your big old universe that you want to take
Or
over."
yeah.
But Black Adam, a character that me, at least I'll speak for me. That I say I don't really care for. I always looked at him as just a villain of Shazam. But
Yeah, yeah,
trying to
yeah.
make him an anchor of a universe is like that's just not going.
Anchor Universe a bit far. Is a
That's what
bit
I'm saying. It's
far.
like, what are you doing?
Like he should be connected to Superman and Shazam lore.
Exactly.
Like a guest in Superman's world, but tied to Shazam's world.
Yes. Yes. That is for me growing up. That was a full blown Shazam
Mhm.
villain. Now at this point, some argue he's an anti villain. Some argue he's more of a Superman villain. And it's like, whoa, like just let James Gunn cook because he's doing a great job so far. This the Suicide Squad. He also did that.
But yeah, so that's
That was
5.
phenomenal. That was fire. Same with music. Going back to that, that was one of my favorite tracks as well. Soundtracks he used for a film as well. Like that was so
I'm
good.
going to revisit because I don't remember in the moment, but I will revisit.
That soundtrack was so good. I can't sleep. I'm on it awake. Like that. I remember all the songs from that was just so good. He did "So Busted" at the end when when they're flying away, whatever. I'm like,
Mhm.
this man and his music choices is just is fire. The fact that I even remember the songs is like
Mm-hmm.
fire. But
All right. So another big three question. Matter of fact, while we're talking about Marvel, so DC's big three stay the same, like you pointed out to me before.
mhm.
Who do you think? Do you want me to answer first, or you want to answer first as far as who's Marvel's big three right now?
I'll take this one first. All right. So as everyone knows, the Holy Trinity for DC. Comic Crusader brought up a good point. I'm gonna go make sure I get the name right. Yeah. So he brought up a great point about who is the there you go. Yeah, Comic Crusader brought up a great point about who is DC's big three. It has never changed. If it ever changed, it went right back to what it
Yeah,
was.
for sure.
Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone asked him who are their big three for their superheroes of Marvel, and how over the years it always changed at least 5 to 10 or even sometimes quicker. So currently, who is Marvel's big three? And this is such a cop out. I'll do a team. I think Marvel always had a big three for team, as Comic Crusader also
Sure.
said. Funny enough, X-Men, Fantastic Four, Avengers.
Okay.
But even at one time, it was Avengers, X-Men. You could argue Guardians. They tried to really,
Around what time was the Guardians? Would you say
I would
after the
say,
release of Guardians?
yeah, between 2014 when the first Guardians came out, up until I would say about even till like probably Guardians 3, because the only thing they ever did with the Fantastic Four IP was Fan Sick, which
Yeah.
flatlined that. But because Marvel was so obsessed with their comics and their movies aligning to get those
Mm-hmm.
extra dollars with the audience, they even tried to push out X-Men and bring in the Inhumans. That failed.
Yes. They wanted the
So
Inhumans to be replacement for mutants.
they wanted to real bad. Didn't work. But in terms of singular superheroes, Spider-Man is always gonna be right there. I actually don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. How about you?
So for the big three for now, obviously Spider-Man. Whether you're picking, because I think the Miles Peter thing is interchangeable for kids.
Yeah.
It's I haven't seen a poster in a while, so I was like, is it one of the Captain Americas?
No, you got a point. I didn't think about that. I think Sam Wilson is a big three right now. I think no, that's a really good point.
And it's also like, in what way? Are we thinking merchandise, comics, combination?
And I think that's
Because if
why
it's
it's so
comics,
tricky.
maybe Sam Wilson.
It
But
is,
then
it
in
is.
comics, they're going wild with the usage too.
Yeah,
Because it's like Storm is a big deal now.
she
Or
is.
she's
She
always
is.
a big deal, but the way they're
But
pushing her.
the way she's being pushed, which is phenomenal. But I agree, because I feel like right now is just like we
And they're selling a lot of merch with random characters. Like, I don't mean to say random, but I'm saying
no, I
there's,
know exactly what you mean.
there's Groot, there's Black Panther.
Group been killing it, man.
Yeah.
Group merchandising right now for Group has been like off the wall. But that's the point he was making, which I was like, I want to talk to Derek about this, because this is like super interesting, because I genuinely don't have an answer. I was like, Spider-Man. And I mean, you said earlier too, for people who don't know, we can debate this. There was
Mhm.
even one time, because of MCU and its popularity and Sony not doing well with the Spider-Man IP, that Spider-Man wasn't part of the big three. You had Cap, Thor, and freaking Iron Man. And I
So
was like,
it depends, because I
it's a
know that was their big three they were pushing, but remember the Spider-Man cartoons was going wild for kids, the ones
yeah,
we
and that
weren't
was going
watching.
well. Yeah.
Like Ultimate Spider-Man, that wasn't
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
I passively seen it on, and I even know some of the storylines, but
I loved
I didn't
Ultimate.
watch it weekly.
I'm like in a minority. I love
Oh, see, that's the thing. So that's our age gap. It has nothing to do with me like hating
Yeah,
or loving it. I was already 25.
that's true. That's true.
So it was like I would put on Disney XD, and I'm like, oh, all right, Miles is on here, and see a little marathon and forget to turn it on for 3 months.
Because you got a point, because after Ultimate, they did just Spider-Man. And I missed that
Yes.
because that wasn't, again, age thing. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't hate it or love it. I just never watched it.
Which ironically, I watched that one with my niece.
Was it good? How about, I hear mixed
It was
things
actually
about
pretty good, because kind of like how Batman was able to be a detective and a ninja,
Yeah.
and a martial artist. Well, that's what ninja is. But I talk about the Matt Reeves Batman. He was able to be all the things we
Yeah.
know Batman to be,
Mhm.
and that's 2017 Spider-Man.
That's what it
I think it
was,
was
yeah.
2017.
It was
Um,
2017.
okay. He used science mid battle and like when if the bad guy got away, like he robbed the bank and got away, he was using science to look up what he saw last night at
That
school. And Miles was into science too, so it was
yeah.
pretty
Oh,
cool.
yeah,
It was
'cause
a
that one
science first show.
yeah, 'cause he went to, the big science school in that one.
Yes,
What I can't think of the name, but yeah,
it might have been Midtown. I'm not sure. Let me look.
I think it was a different school, yeah. Because that cause even with the Spider-Man show that Marvel just did earlier this
hmm
year, I love that.
That was good.
That was really good. That surprised me. Cause for me, Spectacular, the '90s, and that one that Marvel just did are my favorite.
Dang, we're kind of spoiled with good Spider-Man cartoons
We
now.
did. We did.
It
Remember
was Horizon High.
that's what it was. It was Horizon. Cause I think in the comics, Miles was like the original Ultimate Run. I could be wrong. I think Horizon was like the big no, not just with Miles, just in the proper 616 universe. Horizon was always the big tech school
Okay.
or the big school.
Doesn't go to Horizon in the game?
I think he does.
Okay.
I think he
Whereas
does. I
Peter
think that's
clearly don't got
why.
out of high school because he's a grown man.
Yeah. But like and I think
Midtown's the rival of
yes, that's what it
Horizon.
was. Peter was always at Midtown for the most part.
hmm
In the most iterations of Spider-Man. And then
Yes.
Horizon was the big other school that was like the rival school. But there was like the big tech school. But
Yes.
yeah, man, we got spoiled. Remember that weird spinoff of the Sammy I said Sammy the Ramy no Sam Raimi's Spider-Man.
Let me tell you my relationship with that show. I remember I'll see that show on Sundays. Ain't no like, or maybe you don't know because I'm a little older.
Mm-hmm.
This was right before on demand was a thing. Like you know how everyone, if you have cable, you have on demand.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, you had to be special to have on demand. So basically, I would have a boring Sunday. I'm like, cool. There's a Spider-Man show that I never heard of. I put that joint on, and I think it was considered good, but because I was so young, I thought that show was so trash.
That show was trash, bro.
Okay,
So
but there's
much
people
trash.
that love that show now.
Oh, you
They're
do.
like, the themes were so good. I'm like,
That's true.
but I honestly, I never revisited it, so I don't know what things to talk about. I just know 10-year-old me was hot when that show came on.
Bro, I saw that because what happened? Because it was for MTV,
It was
I
for
think,
MTV. Yep.
and then they dropped. For me, being young, I think they dropped like the damn or ass. I cut that show up. This is not my Spider-Man show. I
Yeah.
cut up immediately, but then I revisited. But I agree with it. But the themes. The themes were really, really good, and it ended on a because it got canceled, whatever. It ended
hmm
like on a crazy cliffhanger.
I
Like
heard
I
it was
think
canceled only because of the budget. Because I heard it had views.
it had views. Yeah, it was a budget. Like, and that's what never that gets me back to. I think that's a talking point I added as well about budgets
You
for
did.
our
It
notes.
is in there. Yep.
Yeah, and that brings back to like the MCU for a second. Well, I'll get to that as I make tie this bow up. But like, yeah, the budget is why it was canceled despite having the views, and I'm like, that sucks when you have the viewership, but the budget is just so high because they use like the 3D animation. 3D
Yes, the
animation
cell
has
shaded 3D stuff.
historically been freaking expensive
Yes, especially
to
in
pick,
2002.
especially 2002. Like especially like looking back at those episodes and their budget for per episode was crazy, just off of the shading and the
Yeah.
technology they use. But to talk about budgeting now, the film budget for these superhero films, which I get because the technology has been updated, are just so insane, man. Like it's crazy to look back at. I'll use the Thunderbolts and Brave New World that came out this year. It's crazy to see them make more than 400 mil and are considered like not super. Like I don't they're not I don't think they're considered flops, but I also don't think they're considered like they
They
didn't
wanted
move.
more.
They wanted more, and I think it's crazy to look back at 2008, where Iron Man 1 came out and with a budget of 80 mil, and made like certain amount, and it's like, okay, that's a success, which I agree was a success.
But they
But
limited his
now,
suit
like,
time in that one. That's why.
yeah, bro, yeah, they were, and then now you got like these big budget films. There's like a 200 million, $250 million budget. They need to crack like 500 mil to even break even now, and I'm like, dog, like these budgets is like are in.
Yeah, because I mean, but it's weird because they spent 180 million, made 415, and that's considered like a semi failure.
That is, it's scary, bro.
And Shang-Chi made about the same, and no one called that a failure at the time.
That, and I think that's the tricky part about it. That's why I'm like, for me, I'm still trying to figure out because I'm like, I'm trying to make sure I know all the facts because a lot of times like I'm looking online, right? And like I agree 100% what you're saying. Like I'll see someone say something like, "Oh, this movie was a failure, but this movie wasn't. But their budget was the same. They made the same." And I think with a lot of times people just be lying, bro. Like people just strip online, just be capping. Like I didn't like this
Yeah.
film because it was woke, whatever that means. And this film therefore is a failure. I mean, even like right now, Helldivers on freaking Xbox, it sells like a certain. It gets its Xbox port, makes a certain amount of copies, get a certain amount of copies sold. And people, because they just don't like the brand, they're like, "Oh, it's a failure." But I'm like, well, objectively speaking, that's not a failure. And it's one of those
Oh,
things where I'm like, I'm always trying to figure out who's just talking
yeah.
shit versus like where the facts are at. So
Oh,
that's like the
Shang-Chi was
tricky
a
part.
COVID movie, so they gave it a curve for that.
Maybe that could have been, yeah, could have been that. Same
They
with
even
Suicide. Same with James Gunn's Suicide Squad. It technically didn't do well at the box office, but it was a COVID movie, so it had a dual release with HBO Max, which
yes.
it did really well with.
Yes,
Same
it
with
did.
Godzilla versus Kong, I think.
That
A
was a
few of Max.
HBO
Max
release,
did a
yep.
good job with their rollout, in my opinion, during the pandemic. I thought they did it was smart about dual release, whereas Disney tried it and they got sued by Scarlett Johansson.
Because they charged $30 for it, but they didn't give her a cut. They should treat it like a ticket, but they try to pull a fast one on her.
Yeah, they
Disney
got that.
don't be trying to pay their people when they could find a way not to.
They're damn near $1 trillion company.
Yeah, but they don't. They act like they're a mom and pop.
Yeah, y'all, what's it called? Pocket pinching? What y'all doing? Pay up,
Yeah,
man.
but and then she won, which is the funny part.
I'm like, you damn near. And then I think the funny thing about it, like, y'all about to ruin a relationship with. Man, y'all better stop playing with Skulljaw. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I like Scarlett Johansson. Did you see Jurassic World?
I didn't make
I
time.
didn't see it. I did
Oh,
not
okay.
see it. I saw every.
You know what? I'll be trying to be nice because I don't want people to think I'm a hater. I'm kind of sick of watching dinosaurs chase these people,
Yeah,
and
I
it's
was
not even
burned
like it's
out.
gonna be bad. I just don't. I'll be honest. I'll be so busy between school trying to read all these comics. Like I have an authority book now. Like
Oh yeah, that's a treat.
so.
Oh, I know exactly what issue is. That issue number one too?
No, it's the full joint.
Oh my god, that's so tough.
So it's like I'm doing all that, and now I'm about to force myself to watch movies I only kind of care about. And the sick part is, if someone put it on for me at the barbershop, I will watch it and
You watch
probably
it?
enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's just
Cause that's
that
the,
I'm too busy.
yeah. I only wanted to see it from Mahershala Ali, which
See, I
again,
love
Marvel.
him, but I don't love dinosaurs.
No.
So I would watch it. I just prioritize comics and video games over it.
Yeah, man. Because for me, my wave has been gaming, comics, and limited series. I gotta specify limited series. I can't do 20 episodes, 5 seasons.
But yeah, that's fair.
I just watched A Banner Under Heaven. I think it's called on Hulu with
On Hulu with
Andrew Garfield.
Garfield. Yep.
Beautiful, beautiful show. Which ironically, there's so the connection is weird, mind you. I didn't even know this. So I'm doing the plate. I'm doing Passover,
Yes.
and in the script there's a line about Joseph Smith, and I'm like, blah blah blah. I don't know who this is. I do my research. Joseph Smith, the Mormons, blah blah blah.
Yes.
I watch the show on Hulu, and I'm like, this is weird for me to watch this while doing the show and see these
That's funny.
connections. And it gave me a perspective, which every actor needs. If there's any actors watching this right now,
Hmm.
as an actor, you need a perspective. You cannot do this work, at least truthfully, without a true perspective of your own. That's what makes you special in the work. That's what makes the work great. And watching that show gave me a perspective on who Joseph Smith was, my opinions. Of course, I did my own research to go deeper
Yeah.
beyond what the writer of the show was telling me. But it lined up pretty well about him saying, I'm going to have multiple wives because God told me.
You want to know something funny? My connection with Joseph Smith was one day there's a pamphlet because more like that's like an American version of Christianity, like
Yeah.
that only exists like in North America. So when my family comes here from Liberia, they just think that's an American church. They don't realize it's a whole like
Yeah.
semi different thing. So
Yeah.
they be like kind of with it. So I see the booklets at like in my living room. I'm like, what is this? And it'll tell me the story of Joseph Smith. It'll be like he saw God, and when you're little, you think God is like you connect that to like
Yeah.
Moses and like no electricity and like no the Stone Age and stuff. So I seen it was like they said something like in 1800 something. I'm like in 1835, this man met God.
Yeah.
He a liar. And mind you,
Bro,
I'm not trying to offend nobody, but I don't connect God to the 1800s. So I just remember being a confused little kid.
bro, and that's the thing. Like, if you don't mind,
Hmm.
can I talk about Passover for a second?
Yeah.
Okay, so for people, watching everything. So Passover is about two young men, Kitch and Moses, and it's about two young men in the Chicago South Side, 64th and MLK Drive, who are just trying to survive through the night. It's a black spin on Waiting for Godot, and it's a beautiful piece. And when I first read it before auditioning, and then again during the run and rehearsal, nigga, the word nigga is brought up a lot, and Antoinette does such a beautiful job at keeping the rehearsal space very protected by saying, unless you are a actor in the scene rehearsing, we only use the term N-word. And the reason why the Andrew Garfield show was it resonated so well, because again, it helped me bring a perspective. And as playing Kitch, the character who
Yes.
follows Moses, the best friend of Moses, because in his line, I'm like, fuck Joseph Smith, and you can tell them blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't know who this is. I'm googling, I see it, hard. I still I don't quite get it. But then when I watch the show and I get a better perspective, I'm like, oh, this makes a lot more sense. And following Moses, the in my character's perspective and
Hmm.
my perspective as Tyrone, following
Hmm.
Moses the right way versus what Joseph Smith was doing was
Hmm.
very corrupt. A lot will argue, a lot will agree with. I feel
Yes.
like, because even then he was marrying underage women.
Yeah, it was a thing.
He was some of the underage women apparently was his own offsprings, daughters.
I've heard that was a thing.
So that was a thing, and people followed that. And for me, reading this piece of art, this piece of work, and then while still going out and getting other pieces of art and creating these deeper levels of understanding, empathy, not for Joseph Smith, but other people who who were caught up in this type of shit
Yeah.
going on, like who fought against it, like his wife. Later on, if you watch the show with Andrew, I think it's called "A Banner Under Heaven." When you watch this
Yes.
show and you see that these acolytes, not, is that the right
Yes.
term? Yeah, yeah, the
Yeah,
followers
yeah, I
of,
call them acolytes.
of
Yeah.
Joseph Smith, they're killing their wives. This is present day, not present day. This is like the 1980s.
Yeah, that's
They're
pretty much
killing
present day. Yeah.
their
It's modern
wives.
times.
Modern times, that's the best way to put it. They're killing their wives and children because their wives are like, what you're doing is just not right. So it made me just think, like, finding empathy for these two young black men who are just trying to survive and not knowing too much about religion, but enough to take what their reverend, who in the script, her name is Reverend Mrs., who passes away, who we don't get to meet, but we get a clear, deep understanding of who she is as a person, as trying to lead these
Yes.
young men to their purpose. I'm so sorry, I'm getting a little emotional. Who's trying to lead these young men to their purpose? Who's trying to like make these young men understand, like, you are bigger than 64th Street, Chicago. You are
Right.
bigger than Philly, bigger than Atlanta, and you're gonna lead these boys on across this river. The river being the parallel to the block. The story is just beautiful. I was told by my director, which I agree with. What we agree with was to not read the reviews, but the Chicago Reader gave us a 4 out of 5. Evanston's.
Good.
I'm not too sure what what Evanston's newspaper. Who don't know? Who's not familiar with Evanston? Evanston is is a township, or yeah, a township outside of Chicago.
Got
Where
you.
the play was taking place, where we did the play of the Fleetwood Jordan Theater, and we had some really good reviews. And for this to be my first professional show, I think it's not about ever outdoing it, but now I have a sense of the work that I want to do, the work that I want to highlight, black voices, black art, and black perspective about religion. Because for me personally, again, as people know who watched the show before, like I practice Buddhism. I grew up Lutheran, but I ended up in
I realize
2020.
you wrote Lutheran. That church you
Yeah, I
showed me
grew
was
up.
Lutheran?
I'm sorry.
The one near your mom's house? That was a Lutheran church?
Yes, yes.
I didn't
Before she
realize that.
converted to Islam, because her. So my dad. So yeah, my dad grew up. I don't know if he grew up Lutheran, but he was a Lutheran. They got married in a Lutheran church. Yes, the church across the street from my mom's crib. That's a Lutheran church. She converted to Islam. In 2020, I converted into to practice Buddhism. But I took a religion class in undergrad in 2019. I think that was like my, I want to say, spring semester, and it just made me. It just changed a lot. So once I got this 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 play called Passover and I read it, it helped me it helped me understand more about myself and more about the things and the work that I want to do. Killian Murphy said it best. He's like, you don't become, or I think I'll use his statement. Like he said, I didn't until like I became the best actor I could be until I was 30 years old. Like you really need that experience. Like being 28 now, every time I get on a set, a film set,
Mm-hmm.
a television set, a stage, doing theater, I'm learning.
Yeah.
The process of theater and the process of doing this thing, man, like you'll leave feeling like some nights you're feeling amazing, you're feeling like, oh, I'm on cloud nine, and other nights you're like, yo, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, I don't know if I should be
Yeah.
doing this. But
But
when
that's art though, right?
that's art. You took the words right out of my mouth. Like that's art. And that's just the fight. I don't even want to say fight, but just like some of the challenges that come with it. Imposter syndrome. Like imposter syndrome didn't really hit me until really doing it. When you came to like the shoot when we did the projects back in 2021 or 2020 we did that.
Yeah, it's definitely during around lockdown time.
It was around lockdown time.
Yeah.
That's when it started to hit me. I was like, damn, like this big budget project that I'm doing, and all these people are coming together to do this thing. It takes a lot out of you, but like it's
Mm-hmm.
worth it, man. I think art is always going to be around. It
I
was
agree.
around just as long as the science and the
Yeah.
maths, and
Yeah.
it's going to continue to be around, and it's a way of escapism and release. And I don't mean to get like this big long winded
No, you're good. I like this.
speech about the arts, but like as an actor, like if you can go to a museum, go to see a live artist, an indie artist,
Mm-hmm.
go painting, do things that you're also not good at. I'm bad at painting, but I love painting.
Yeah, yeah.
I just saw a post that I agree with on Instagram, I think it was, and it was like you don't have to be good at your hobbies. I was free.
Yes.
I was free. Like that. I heard that. I was free. Like, yes, like acting is a career now, but painting is not. But I'm
Yeah.
free to do it and love what I'm doing. To
Yes.
pick canvas and just start painting while listening to some Hosier in the back. I love J. Cole, I love my Kendrick, but like to throw on some Hosier and just like paint this.
Yeah.
This is beautiful. Like that, getting to your artistic side is
Mm-hmm.
the beauty. And I think that's why I really want to come and have a chat with you about like
Yeah,
comic
yeah.
books and the Marvel, the MCU and the
Mm-hmm.
DCU, because it's like this is where I feel like I just I feel my best. Not even just do my best, but I feel my best. So thank you for always having me on the show, man.
Oh, absolutely. Like that's why I always try to tell people who are creative or they want different perspective, do any of the Smithsonian's in DC. Like the African American Museum, I
Oh
came
my
away
God.
with a bunch of ideas. The one in DC, that's one of the best places to go.
The one of the best, man. I left 2018, me and Sharima. We had went for my birthday. And it's funny speaking about this in retrospect now. And I left the museum crying, like, tearing up, like really like feeling like very like just vulnerable after seeing what we seen, being in the mix and just going through it. And then the one thing I learned from grad school, which I hate even to admit that grad school really helped me understand, that it is so healthy. and spiritually, I guess it's spiritually great and healthy to have like those release and like
Mhm.
let art affect you. Cause man, when I tell you, when I left the African American Museum and I started, how they do it is beautiful. Cause when I went, the exhibit was you start from like these really fucked up times,
Yes.
and then you leave on a high note, and it's just something like extremely like rewarding
Yeah.
having that done to you in a psychological. And I was like, this is beautiful.
I totally agree. Yeah, it's funny because I went with a cousin of mine, and when we went in, he was just like, "Wasn't that cool?" I was like, "What's wrong with you?"
Oh man, that was beautiful, man.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I went to the there's an African American museum here in Chicago as well,
Mhm.
literally down the street from where I live, which is crazy. I had went, but I took this because I'm a that's where I was a instructor over the summer, and I had took the kids over there, and the kid is like, "Mr. Ty, are you tearing up?" Like, yeah, like this is serious, like this is art, like this is history, man. And it was beautiful for me to see, like, because I had that with they was like fifth, sixth graders, and seeing them and their reaction to the art, seeing that what we saw, seeing the realism of it all, and letting it affect them and having conversations about it when we got back to the program, but back to the building over at Fleetwood over in Evanston. It was nice to see them let it shower on them and reflect from it. I tell them like there's different ways to be educated. And believe it or not,
Absolutely.
I tell them, believe it or not, a lot of it is not as far from as we think it is. Some of it is free, some of it is easy to go and get to. And I think society, this is me like speaking, I think the white man has a good way of cloaking these things and making us feel that we can't get to them. We have to
Absolutely. They make it
kind of
seem
like,
unattainable.
you took the words right out of my mouth. You feel me? It makes it feel extremely unattainable. And it's not. The regular museum here in Chicago, I think, oh, well, I'm sorry, all the museums here in Chicago are free if you have a Chicago residence on your ID. Yeah, and
Oh, so they're pulling a DC thing. Well, DC is free overall, but still, that's
bruh,
good.
and it's good, and it's like some people don't know that. Like the zoo here is free as well. The
But some
free
people
zoo.
don't find museums to be a good trip, which I don't get.
I never understood it. I never
I
understood it.
think because of the way they present museums on TV. I
I
think
think
that's a
that's what that's why it might what it be. Yeah,
they make museums look old, corny, dusty.
yeah,
And then, behind this exhibit, some dinosaur bones, which is cool in itself, but that's the only way it's shown. They make museums seem like a tomb from 100 years ago.
yeah, yeah. I agree. I think that's exactly what it is. I think how they're perceived by the youth and younger people
Hmm.
is exactly why they get the look they
They always
get.
made it seem like the boring field trip you were stuck at,
Exactly.
not knowing
Exactly.
that the Franklin Institute is a museum.
Oh yeah, it's 100%. The Please Touch Museum, of course. I
Yeah,
know it's in the name, but like one of the best, man. That was a ball. I remember growing as growing up when I was younger. My mom used to take us. I used to love it. But yeah,
yeah. I
man.
I encourage museums, but I
Yeah,
don't know.
art, man. I think art, and art is the reason why we're able to sit here and talk about comic books with so much love
Hmm.
and break down the MCU, the DCU, the capitalists, and I think that's where it's tricky for me as being an artist is understanding that yes, there's there is money to be made,
Hmm.
but capitalism don't have to ruin every fucking thing.
Well, I feel like it's designed to in a way.
And it's designed to no, it is 100% designed to. Because what I learned back in undergrad was and with businesses in America, the red line gotta go up.
Yes.
And that right there is a fundamental problem.
Hmm.
If the red line always has to go up, when
Wait,
do we
what is the red line? So
so
I'm not
like,
pretending I
oh,
know.
profits, margin profits.
Right. Okay. Right. Yeah.
That's a
That's yeah.
problem. That's a problem.
That is a problem.
And I'm like, that right there
Also,
dilutes everything. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
no, you go. My bad.
Yeah, no, right there, because y'all have this red line and mark that must go up, everything naturally gets diluted. Like, it is like the art
No, it's never enough.
is never enough. And it's like, so a lot of just going back off of feedback. I ain't saying this, but the Passover that our production Passover that we did over at Fleetwood Jordan Theater over in Evanston was one of the best shows that Evanston put on from the coming from the public perspective. And the first thing someone wrote was, "What's next to keep Fleetwood on that map and make their margins and profits go up even more?" And I'm like, bro, it's art. It's art.
Yeah.
It's like yes, there's the business connection to these things,
Hmm.
but y'all don't understand how quickly y'all ruin them. Y'all ruin them by putting this idea of the next thing has to be better, and it's like, bro, let's just make some
That's
dope
that's
art.
a part of capitalism that's underrated because we always talk about the money part, and it's like you can have money in other systems besides capitalism, but the point of capitalism is also that something always has to be better than the other. Like no
Yes.
matter what it is,
Yeah.
Jordan, LeBron, Jordan, Kobe,
Yeah. Yeah.
Curry, Iverson,
Cover your eye.
Disney,
Yeah.
WB. Like,
Yeah.
why are we always doing that?
And it's like, bro.
Like, can we? It's like, and it's weird because we're not even in that structure fully because we don't rank. I'm lying. We do rank kids in school, but I was gonna say, but I'm in elementary school, so we don't rank kids. But in high school,
Mm-hmm.
they ranked us going.
They rank the shit out of kids.
They did. I don't remember know how it is now, but I'm saying it to say like it's just strange that you're ranking kids, and it's like, why do we have to rank things? If something gets an A on a test, it got an A on a test. A
Yeah.
equals an A. What are we ranking? Why do we rank everything?
I remember vividly because now we're like both being educators. We can
Hmm.
talk about this thing. I remember vividly being in high school, graduating, and seeing like myself top like what is
Hmm.
it, like top 25 of the school.
Yeah.
And even though like that was like such like a quote unquote honor, it was like no, that didn't feel like an honor. That felt weird. That felt
You was
super
able to
weird.
catch that as a kid?
Yeah, even as a high schooler in 12th grade, I
Okay.
caught that on. Like I was like, whoa, this don't feel right. And I think what helped me feel uncomfortable about it was my peers' reaction to it. Because at first, I think I was, if I remember correctly, I think I was like, "Oh, yeah, that's cool, blah 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 blah,
Hmm.
whatever." But I realized like what was done at that point was this sense of, "Oh, A is better than B," when it's like, no,
Yeah.
that's not true. And the irony of it is, the moment you leave high school and you go on to the real world, and you even get past college or whatever, all the people who quote unquote at the time felt that they weren't enough because of a ranking are doing great for themselves.
Well, that's good that they got past
And
it
that's the beauty of it. Yeah, and it's like and they got past it, but like, why is that even a thing in the first place, bro? Like, what is
because we
like? What
rank
are we
everything. I blame
doing?
Sports Illustrated.
We rank everything, even myself included. Like right now, like even throughout the podcast, this episode, like we did some rankings of certain things, and but with capitalism, like you said, such an
But I mean, did
underrated
we
thing.
rank anything or did we say what we liked? I'm really asking.
We said what we like.
Yeah, because
We did.
want to know something? I'd have a YouTube episode of it was a solo one, and I was doing all the MCU films. I
Hmm.
didn't rank any of them. I just said which ones I like because I have
I
a
love that.
scale.
I
I
love that.
do fire, good, mid, or trash. Only one of them was considered trash to me, and I might even take out the trash bin
Yeah,
after I
I love
rewatch
that.
it. Yeah, I just talk about like if I liked it or not. I don't have to say I liked it compared to this.
It's just as a YouTuber I watch, Mr. Maddie Plays, and when he does his review on games, I really like his reviews because he does instead of a number scale,
Hmm.
which IGN showed us that shit don't work. It's
It's
meaningless.
hard.
It's fucking hard as hell. He does a buy, wait for sale, never grab, and I love that. I love that. I love that.
That tells you what you need to know.
That I love that so much.
That tells you
Yeah,
exactly what you need to know.
because I do it with movies now. Like if I see a movie, let's say I see like when it first comes on the movie theater, and someone like asks me like, "Hey Ty, like what's your genuine opinion on this?" I'll say, "See the theaters, wait for streaming, bootleg it." But no, but like we're just like just straight up like you could just avoid this. But
Yeah.
at the same time, the beauty of art, again, with gaming, comics, movies, a movie might be fucking terrible to the public, but it might resonate with you. Like, I'm realizing that right now playing Dragon Age Belgard. I
I
love it.
started it and
I
it
love it.
crashed on me and I didn't even start it over.
That sucks. Yeah, I love
I
Belgard.
was creating a character and Xbox crashed.
Oh, yeah, so you just started playing then not too
Yeah,
long
yeah,
ago, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I love Belgard so much, and it's due to me not playing previous Dragon Age games, which I think is the common thing. People who tend to like Belgard, they like it because either A, they didn't play the previous games, or B, they don't mind like the um
It
the
changes.
politics of the developer, I'll
Okay.
say. Because I
Oh, okay.
like me seeing a non-binary character doesn't make my fucking brain melt.
Oh, that's
These
that kind of
YouTubers,
argument.
my God. Certain
Okay.
YouTubers I don't watch anymore. I'm like, y'all not even critiquing games no more. Y'all just critiquing the uh the developers in a way that's just not helpful. And for me, it's like, yo, video games are, and I think that's like the biggest thing that a lot of, I'm just gonna be real, like white conservative YouTubers don't need to understand. Like, yo, it's art. So developers putting like their perspective in the game on things is acceptable. You can't say, well, it's a video game and I need to be able to enjoy it. Do you enjoy every song? Do you enjoy every movie you watch? No, you don't. And I'm not even talking about like from the perspective of it's a bad movie, but like there's some white people who did not like Sinners. And it's like, bro, you're conservative, bro. It is what
I
it
don't
is.
watch CMT and they like Trump.
Yeah,
I don't
like
watch country music television.
it's
And I don't
simple as
say it needs to
that.
be canceled. I just don't watch it.
I just don't watch it. I think that's the big difference, especially being black, being 13% of this population. We been through this shit for so many years now. It's like, all right, bro, y'all got your country music. We don't really rock with. I don't really listen to it,
I don't watch
and
Fox
that's it.
News. I mean, they should cancel Fox News, but that's a whole different conversation.
That's a whole different conversation. But I just avoid it. I don't watch it. But you
Yeah,
got these people like online constantly, like just like attacking. I'm like it's really not that deep, like, bro. I
yeah.
promise you, it's games for you.
Okay,
There's
so then
so
I
many.
talk about the game. Okay, good to know.
Yeah, I'm like, it's so many games for you. There's so many things you can go out and play. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing. Like, they're no longer critiquing the game. Like,
Mm-hmm.
even like back on comic books and comic movie movies, like Ben Shapiro's
Oh my
review
god,
on Superman. I'm like,
that
none of
wasn't
these
even
are
like a real
none of these are.
review.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, but yeah, it just
He's just catering to an audience. Actually, I
that's
think he
all it
believes
is.
his stuff. I don't know.
But that's what a lot of it is nowadays. It's no longer Tyrone or Slanger
Mm-hmm.
has opinion. It's I built an audience around these people, and
Mm-hmm.
every time I speak or every time I say something, I need to say things for my audience. And it's like, bro, like that's not how you do. Like you're doing a disservice to your audience.
Yeah, it's like I thought you were there to inform him.
No, and it's as I'm saying, like the plot is lost. That's how I felt about like. Again, I'm calling them just being real. Like certain podcasts, like Joe Rogan, and the list goes on. It's like,
Oh, he's all over the place.
yeah, he's all over the place. And I'm just like, are you having these conversations to like genuinely inform, or just what's what I'm looking for to like make a
I don't know
person
what
make
his
the
goal
audience
is.
feel good? Yeah,
I
like
think, and I'm not to defend him. I do think he's a little confused. Whereas I think someone like Shapiro is just nuts. I think
yeah,
Rogan's confused
yeah.
because not to get too long winded, but I was listening to somebody say um people who are like into Trump. Obviously, I'm not talking about Joe Rogan specifically, but
Mm-hmm.
they're like people who are into Trump. It's not that they don't have empathy; it's that they do have empathy, but they're confused. They think they they're in an illusioned world where they think crime is worse when crime is
Mm-hmm.
actually better. So
It's
they
much
think
better.
voting for Trump is helping their neighbor, and that hit me because I'm like, I know well-meaning people who did that. They're like, well, with Biden, people can't lock their doors. I'm like, what are you talking about? People have been locking their doors since we were born.
Since we was born, bro.
That's just crime in America.
I don't care who's president? You're always gonna lock your door. Like we like, and
yeah.
it's like, come on. And then to piggyback off of that, it's just like, and then you're seeing the crime rate of Chicago, Baltimore, Philly. You see the crime rates decrease, especially specifically picking back like Chicago and Baltimore,
Mm-hmm.
because I know a little bit more about their crime rates,
Mm-hmm.
decrease by a lot. But then just because Trump go out and say we're going to Chicago to crack down on crime and to make it safe, you got people like, oh, well, if Trump is saying it, it got to be true. I'm like, I'm not. I live here. It's not. It's a city. Every inner city is going to be a problem. Like it's always going to
Yeah.
have crime. That's a thing in inner cities.
I mean, just too many people.
It's too many people. So that's the thing. But like,
But then they don't even. I don't mean to get too
no,
deep in these trenches, but they don't even point out that a lot of these red towns be having
they don't
crazy
talk
crime.
about it. They don't
Yeah.
talk about it
Well,
ever.
honestly, who's talking about Redfield, Alabama?
Hmm.
So it's like, I mean, I don't want to hear about it, to be fair. So,
No, but that's my point. That's a good point. That's a great point you just made, because the crime, if it wasn't for people to really go out and do their own research, not no shade, but the correct way of going out and like really trying deeper than the YouTube. But I mean like going to go to peer review articles, going online to actually read articles that's backed up with research,
mhm.
you will see like how often crime is swept under the rug in red states and red counties.
It's just
It's
because the
like,
cover's not right.
I'm like, yeah, it's like, bro, you got people like, the big conversation right now on social media is like, a lot of, and I'm very proud of this, a lot of people debunking the 50% crime rate propaganda against black people. Black people are 13% of the country, a population of the country, but we commit 50% of crime, which isn't true. 50%
Oh,
of us
I heard
are
someone say that wasn't true
yeah,
recently.
and it's not true at all. But the moment when we say, okay, y'all want to be these, y'all want to talk about stats and everything, bring up stats of like, you know, show, not gonna get too deep. I'm gonna keep the show a little as clean as possible. Like
Hmm.
talking about sexual assault against children.
Yes.
85% is white men.
Shoot.
Then that's a lot of that is being like kind of like, oh well, let's push that to the side. We talk about like white collar crimes,
Hmm.
or is that the right term? Was it blue collar? No, yeah, white collar crimes. And you're talking about white collar crimes. They're like, well, it's a limited percentage of like white people and like those crimes that are committed, and it's like being pushed to the side because it's like, oh, well, it's not a violent crime. And look again, you look at the I don't want to think it demonetized, like the grape, like grape crime.
Yeah, yeah,
Look at the percentage of people who does it, and look at what they look like. And it's
yeah.
like, it's crazy how despite that being a very true statistic,
Hmm.
no one is even like, because like black people, we're not crazy like that. Like we're not clutching our pearls, or walking past a white man is like, oh, he's gonna do it. Like, no, it's like, but like the fact that the media is able to jump up and say certain things and make people genuinely scared of
Yeah.
black is crazy. I'm like,
I
bro,
agree.
like come on, bro. They don't
And it
believe that.
trickles down to our comic fandom, which is weird.
And
It trickles
that's
down.
the thing, man. I was
I mean, to your
watching.
point, it trickled down to Dragon Age with the non-binary thing.
Hmm.
It's like anyone who's just not that, um, if they don't look like Cyclops, then they're mad.
It's crazy. It's wild. I was watching an interview with Denzel and a young woman, and I think I want to give her a shout out, because I'm not too sure her name, but I think it's like Black Girl Nerd, or Nerdy Black Girl, something like that.
I think I know her. I think I follow her on Threads.
And I love the why her podcast came about, and it's about creating a safe space specifically for Black women who is
Hmm.
into this fandom, who is a part of this fandom, who's a part of this family of loving comic books, loving media, and loving pop culture, because the truth be told, like
Oh, I know
we
her. She follows a couple of my friends, actually.
yeah, we're not meant. They're not even. I would even argue for black men too, but especially black women. It's like essentially they're not meant to be here. And I'm like, bro, that's corny. So I just been a lot harder when it comes down to like the conservatives and pushing back, because I'm like, bro, like we enjoy the same things y'all enjoy. We just want representation in it as well. And just because they bring in representation in video games, comic books, whatever, it doesn't mean like, oh, it's woke. Like, don't act like Miles Morales is a perfect example. When he first was introduced, oh, they was heated.
See, I didn't
They was
experience
heated.
that, but I believe it.
Yeah. Like they was heated, man. I remember I remember that like it was yesterday, and like how like the love he got now is nice to see. Sam Wilson was another one. Like he started off really light, and then once the conservative push came, it's like Sam Wilson's woke. It's like y'all just picked these. Y'all is crazy. But yeah, that was like a big thing. But yeah, so it was just about reclaiming and knowing that we have a place in this
Lee.
here.
And there's nothing that you can do about it. Sometimes it's
Nothing.
not. Sometimes it's hard to know when it's worth the argument, when it's not. You
Mhm.
know what? Maybe the quick rule of thumb is if you don't think it's gonna get anywhere and you need to protect your peace, ignore it. But
Ignore it.
if you think it's worth the argument, and sometimes it's not to change their mind, it's just so other people can see it,
Yeah.
then go for it. But I'm not arguing with nobody one on one, just
No.
for like,
No. Especially online.
yeah,
I be looking at people like go back and forth. I'm like, bro, this guy's either let's say I think I say they're racist, but let's give him benefit of the doubt. Let's say this person is extremely uneducated.
hmm
You speaking to this person who's extremely uneducated is not going to change anything about their perspective or what they're perceiving.
they don't even have a foundation to understand what you're saying.
Exactly. Some
I
people,
mean, I don't even argue
especially
with my friends. I don't even argue with people I know online. Why am I gonna argue with
no,
them?
you got adults, man, like grown ass adults older than me who are like so stuck in their ways and their beliefs where
hmm
when something different is presented to them,
hmm
they don't even know how to just sit back and say, I ain't know. Or you actually, yeah, you're right. Like one of the
But
biggest
yeah, I ain't realize it was like that.
yeah, one of the biggest things with me that I'm happy that I went through again, it goes back to undergrad, was being a part of like the feminist alliance movement at ESU at East Stroudsburg University.
Yes.
And like not speaking, not taking up space, like no, this is I wanna learn, I wanna sit the fuck here and shut the fuck up and be silent
Yeah.
and just take in and gather what's being said
Right.
by women and especially women of color
One thing
and
I learned is
getting a
oh, no, keep
perspective.
going. My bad.
Oh no, yeah, yeah, and getting a perspective of like what's going on. Not what the fuck I think is going on.
hmm
Because I'm not a woman.
Yeah.
I'm not a black woman, I'm not a woman, like period. Like there's only so much I can know. So when you
Yeah.
got a person who's able to finally like educate you on something, shut up, listen, and say, okay. And
But people think it's about it being factually on point because it's like maybe they perceive something wrong. Putting out quotations for the audio listeners. Maybe they
mhm,
perceive something wrong, but it's the fact that that's their experience when something is happening, and the fact that all don't see that, that means something's systemically wrong.
yes.
The fact that they even feel that way, something is wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. You said that that's the best way to say it. And it's like, I don't know, man. It's to a point where some people are unable to unlearn. It's like I think just as learning is extremely important to me. I stress this to my students. I'm like, just especially at your age,
Mhm.
learning is important and unlearning is just as important.
Yeah,
Like you
but to
have
me, I think those are more related than people say because it's like
to be more.
unlearning means you're if you're unlearning, you're simultaneously learning, if that
Yes,
makes
that's my
sense.
point. Yeah, they're
Yep.
connected. They go hand in hand.
Yep.
So it's just one of those big things. I'm about to say. So I know we got. Oh, it's nice. This is a nice conversation. Hour.
Yeah.
It's
We gotta
on
do this more
time.
often.
We got to. Before I got like I said, like another 20 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's the fall season. Almost. It's not the first day of fall yet, is it?
No, we got like 2 weeks,
Two
2.5
weeks.
weeks.
So it's September. It's the next month be October. And so we're like
Mhm.
got the summer is winding down.
Yes.
What are some things you like to do to celebrate this season of the year?
I try to get a new cosplay every year.
I love that.
Not like, not decked out cosplay, but I work in elementary school, so we do Halloween there,
Uh-huh.
and it worked 'cause I could reuse that cosplay for when I, go to any conventions. So I have one coming up that I can't say yet,
Mm-hmm.
but is related to one of the topics we addressed already, but it's a remix version. So I'm going to show that on Instagram or whatever social media is out at the time by the time that happens. I also want to start doing some version of Oktoberfest, some type of something because have you ever heard of Thomas City Comics in Philly?
I have.
Okay, so for those who don't know, it's a black owned comic store, really nice staff. The staff matters in a comic store
We can talk about
because
that in a second too.
okay, because they all carry similar this I'm not even gonna say similar. All these comic book stores carry basically the same thing, but the staff so okay, so I'm gonna say like this. If they all carry the same thing, the only difference is gonna be come back is proximity and staff. And in Philly, most things are accessible. So Atomic City is in downtown. So it's accessible to everybody. So it's like nice staff, it's black owned, and their service is good, and they have everything. Yeah, you can't really beat that. So, why did I bring up Atomic City Comics? They're having some Oktoberfest events, I think. I just saw one today. So I think I'm gonna go and check that out. I like to do do you remember do you ever do Lynn Villa Orchards?
No, I haven't.
So it's in the West Philly suburbs. So like it's in Delaware County, and they have like hay rides and stuff. And they have like they actually have like fresh apple cider and stuff like they make it on the farm. But it's not even like a real farm. It's not that far from the city.
Wait, I think I do know. Wait, what's it called again?
Lynn Villa Orchards.
No, I think because
You
me and
gotta look
Streamer,
that up.
yeah, me and Streamer been to one of them, and it was really nice.
Okay.
Do they have like goats and sheeps out there?
Yeah.
Okay, it might be the one that we went to then. But yeah, I do love it.
Okay. They let you feed them and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. It might have been that.
Yeah.
So I like doing that. It's not super duper expensive. Last I checked, it's been a while. So I like doing stuff like that. Eastern State Penitentiary for my non-Philly residents. It's
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately is one of the first big jails in in the
Yeah.
country. Which is funny because those jails was meant to reform people, and then they took the idea and ran with it. It was meant to be reform, and then it just end up being a hellhole. But I like doing that. I did the actual tour, and now I want to do the scary version.
Yeah.
So yeah, so haunted houses. I guess I'm basic. All the typical Halloween stuff.
Yeah. Cool. Cool. So, for me, I like to watch a fall. So it can be like September through December movie while the fall season is going on, or kind of like the Christmas season. So last night because I tried to start on September 1st, but I had to work on
Yeah,
Labor Day because I wanted to make some extra money. So I started watching. I think I started on September 3rd. No, so today's the 3rd.
great
Like I
movie.
said earlier, yeah, which I really really love. Now, I
I
came
heard
out.
of that. I didn't realize it came out that long ago.
I didn't
Oh
know it,
yeah,
know it came out that
I
long
remember
ago either.
this. You could have told me it came out like 2019. I didn't realize it was
Yeah,
this old.
I didn't know either.
How did I miss this?
And it's so good. So I started last night as well. No, I started this morning. And if you are a fall person,
Mm-hmm.
watch this show. Like my friend, my coworker member Ellie, she put me on,
I'm gonna
and
watch
she
this
because I made a
tomorrow.
yeah.
Only 6 episodes, right?
I think it's probably like you. Yeah, I think so. It's not that.
10. But it's a miniseries, so that's
It's a
gonna be.
mini series. Yeah,
Watch.
it's not that. It's
Yeah.
not that. And episodes are only 11 minutes each,
Oh no, I'm on
but it's
this.
very. The
I'm gonna
story
write
is
this
very
down.
coherent. Yeah. So I like to watch a season related show. I like to watch as many football games as I can, specifically my Eagles. Now I'm here, living in Chicago. I'm not gonna say I'm a Bears fan,
Yeah.
but like I'm in.
Isn't it hard for them to be Bears fans though? They be a little upset.
Yeah, like
But then again, we went through that with the Eagles.
root for the Bears. Like I did the same thing when I lived in Atlanta. Like I was rooting for the
Okay.
Falcons because I lived down
Okay.
there. But I root for the Bears. And then Starbucks. We don't fuck with Starbucks. But I go to Dunkin' to get me a little like their version of a pumpkin spice frappuccino. I'm not a big coffee drinker, but I drink that once the season starts. It's just like what you just said, like there's something like that in Chicago about the farmer hayride stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They have something like that in Chicago as well that we're gonna be doing. And I'm trying to make up for the Eastern State Pen Trent for the Eastern Straight State Pen because I'm trying to figure that part out now because I'm like, I don't know if Chicago have their big version of a prison that's
But
haunted
they
or
gotta
like
have some type of haunted house there that
I
matters.
think they do actually. We were supposed to go last year, me and my cohort members, so we're gonna be doing that. But yeah, that's what I love to do. I think for me, I tell streamers all the time. September is my favorite month. Like outside of March might be my birthday month, but I love September. I love the fall season.
You got this on Earth, Wind, and Fire September.
Yeah, do that.
Earth, Wind, and Fire September.
See, play some. So yeah, play some Earth, Wind& and Fire. You know, that's my jam right there. And yeah, man, and just watch these and just watch. I just love it. I have such a soft spot for September. This is the first time in a long time that I will not be going back to school because I graduated. So my school or my life of being going back to school is kind of like living like vicariously through my students for the after school program and seeing
Yeah,
them. But that's life, man. You know, we grow up, we move
yeah,
on, and But I really love fall. So it does feel a little weird not having the fall season around and like not being in school because I'm so used to being in school. I spent 6 years post high school in school and total.
hmm
4 years for undergrad, and my grad program was a 2 year program. And I'm just enjoying the fall. I think it's
good.
beautiful. And s'mores,
Uh,
yeah, s'mores.
yeah. So I'm gonna get back into that because I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this Over the Garden Wall. I can't believe I never watched
It's
this.
so good, so
It should
good.
be on HBO. If not, I'm gonna just
It's on
find
Disney
a way.
Plus right now. So HBO
Really?
lost they
They
Cartoon
sold the
Network.
rights.
They sold it right, yeah, exactly. So Hulu picked it up, but Hulu's connected to Disney and all that.
Okay.
So yeah, you can watch it through Disney or
Okay. I'm
Hulu.
gonna watch that.
Yeah.
Oh, they had a 10th anniversary short last year.
They didn't even know that.
Oh. No, I'm gonna definitely watch this. And Elijah Wood's in this?
Yeah. Oh, Christopher Lloyd. From did I say it right? Floyd from Back to the
No,
Future.
Lloyd, Christopher
Yeah,
Lloyd.
he's in it as well. He does his voice, bro, his voiceover acting is amazing. Like,
Oh, he's the Woodsman.
yes,
I'm gonna
it's
watch
so
this.
good.
I would watch this tonight, but I'm gonna fall asleep. And that's what I'm not gonna do. This is gonna be the first thing I watch when I get off work tomorrow.
Yeah. And then you work tomorrow too, right? Yeah.
Yep,
So
yep.
yeah, man.
If I'm lucky, I'll be able to watch an episode in at work.
Yeah. So right now I'm juggling that and Dragon Age, which I hate like 40-hour plus games, but if it's an RPG, I always let that slide. I think RPGs are meant to be long.
Dragon Age was meant to be long. Yeah,
Yeah.
like, and then it's like you explore, you talk, you make choices.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Because I beat
it's just.
RoboCop.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I beat RoboCop Rogue City in like within a weekend.
Okay.
Same with Gears Reloaded. I beat that like within a weekend too. Because I feel
Okay.
like those games are linear. Like they're meant to be.
Yes.
You
Yep.
go through it, boom.
But
But
I
like
don't know.
Mass
Gears of
Effect,
War 5 took me out forever.
yeah, because it's semi open world.
Okay.
Yeah, I was watching a retrospective video essay on YouTube about the Gears games,
hmm
and that's why like in Gears 5 it feels so different because of the semi open worldness of it. I was like, oh shit, I didn't realize it's like it was semi open world. Like every game needs to be semi open. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god, some of them just be like, which I enjoy Gears 5. Don't get me wrong, but yeah,
Yeah, that was definitely different than what I was expecting.
yeah.
All
So
right.
anything
So
you want to leave us with?
I'm going to say, so audience, I told Ty this is the last time I'm calling this the Avatar Slang podcast. I'm not going away, but I'm going to reformat into YouTube first episodes. So that's going to be the same. What else?
So what's the name of it now?
Probably Avatar Slang, just
Okay,
Avatar
okay.
Slang show, whatever. It's kind of like Mr. Beast. Like I'm not like him. Don't get me wrong, but
Had to make that
you
clear.
just you
I
don't.
am not like.
No, first of all, he's too good at what he does, so I want to respect that. I don't really get what he does, but I know he's good at it. But you know, like some of these YouTubers, you just look up their name and it pops up. Like they don't even call it anything. So I'm going to do different types of things. So sometimes it's going to be a sit down like this. Sometimes I'm just going to say why they should bring back Spectacular Spider-Man. Sometimes I will just break down something I'm reading, like The Authority, connect it to the real world if there's connections. And I think in the first few pages, there's connections to the real world because I think they exist in cities like in Marvel because I think this before it's connected to the main DC universe.
Yeah. Yeah. Ah, man, I wish we
This
spoke
is
more about that.
Wildstorm's version.
Yeah, because yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because I heard something very similar about the Authority before, or I don't know, back in the 60s and 70s, man, Marvel and DC because of the writing situation. There's so many and like
Yes.
so many things like the new guys of DC
Yeah.
being brought into DC proper because Jacob Kirby came over and wrote those stories and illustrated
Right.
the stories. It's so amazing. There's one character or there's a few characters that's actually shared domain with DC and Marvel
I
from
didn't know that.
yeah, like the that period in the 90s where they mixed the characters.
Oh, yes. Yes. I know what you're talking about. I just can't
But
pronounce
there's
the word
one
right now.
specific character that came out those books
Yes.
that's shared between both character places, and you can use them anytime.
They gonna
Some
mess
people
around and
are
bring that back because
yeah,
of all
some
the
people.
collabs they're doing now.
Oh yeah, then DC, bro. Hold on, before we go, DC is actually doing Batman Deadpool crossover.
Yeah. Yep. And yeah, in a couple of years, no, I wouldn't be surprised if we see that. I wish I could say the word. But it begins with an A,
Amalgamation, is that the word?
something like that. I would type it out, but can't even spell it in my head right now. But
Yeah,
because that's when they had like Dark Claw, where it was like Wolverine and
yeah.
Batman
I think
combined.
it's
Yeah,
amalgamation, something like that. Amalgamation comics, some shit. They had a Dark
yeah.
Claw. They had Spider Super, some shit.
Was it Super Soldier?
Yeah, Super Soldier. That's what it was, Super
Yeah,
Soldier. And I'm like, this is crazy. But yeah, man, people are speculating that 10 years down the line, they say, hey, they say, I can't prove it yet, but 10 years down the line, they think DC and Marvel are going to do like a film collab. And they're going to, it's like, listen, you never know, especially with
you
James Gunn at the
never
helm.
know. You never
Never.
know.
I I think having James Gunn there and not denying that like pitting Iron Man and Batman and Superman and Captain America on the same big screen, that would generate like Avatar levels of money. Like
Yeah, but at that point, they're gonna have to discover. They're gonna have to discover who's worth crossing over with, because
that's
we don't
true.
even know who this Captain America Iron Man will be by then. Because
That's
Secret
true.
War's supposed to be a light reboot,
Light reboot. That's right. It is. It's a reboot. Light
kind of
reboot.
like it rebooted its actual 616 universe,
Yeah.
which quick plug covered like the most recent Avengers comic.
Mhm.
This comic directly calls back to that. So the current story arc in Avengers,
Yeah.
it took us over a year for us to realize it calls back to Secret Wars. So Reed Richards. So everything the Avengers may be fighting for, as far as I know, is because of what Reed Richards did.
Wow. See,
So,
I'm reading
um,
and last note. I'm not keep saying last thing. I'm
yeah,
reading the Ultimate Comics right now. The new line of first off,
I am too, actually.
the 2000s Ultimate Comics was shitty. They started off strong, then they just got real depressing. But this right here, these Ultimate Comics right now are so freaking good. And
Okay.
I'm reading them right now. How like Bree Richard, the maker, I think, because
Who's from the
he
old
created
Ultimate
it.
Universe?
Yeah.
Because he's
Did you do
the
that?
ultimate Reed Richards.
Yes, yeah. And I'm just like, bro, this is fucking brilliant. Like, I am loving this, man. Like,
Hmm.
freaking absolute Batman, absolute Superman. Like, these,
I'm reading
I
all those
really,
too.
I'm feeling what's going on right now.
Oh, so that's my last takeaway. You got your
Hmm.
library card?
I do. Evanston.
Go on Luby. I said Luby. Libby,
Uh-huh.
and go on Hoopla. HOOPL. Put in your library card. They got comics on there for free, both of them.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I did an episode talking about that recently, and so Libby and Hoopla, enter your library card in, and sometimes there might be errors. You call in the library and they fix it for you.
My man.
You'll enjoy. Like,
That's,
so I use that to catch up on the older comics, the ones I missed.
yeah. Cause I reread, The Dark Knight Returns, part 1 and 2.
I have that actually. It was at my job, and we had a little library, like a teacher library. So
Mhm.
I'm reading that. I didn't. Like I said, I read it. I'm reading it, but I'm
Yeah.
also reading like a bunch of things at the same time.
Yep. And then I reread Silver Surfer Black as well, digitally.
Okay.
Yeah, Donny Cates run. Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
I keep saying last plug, but this is actually my last plug. Use your Disney Plus login to get free comics on Marvel now.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm. And it might have went away, but it always pops back up.
What?
So just keep checking every month.
Bet.
All right. So your plug is you're an actor. You're doing a
Oh
wait.
yeah.
Yeah, you go for it.
Yeah. So again, I'm Ty Norwood Jr. Actor. My Instagram is Ty Norwood 97. I think I'm getting to the age where I'm kind of being more disconnected from
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, but I will continue to post all my work.
Yeah.
I'm Chicago. It's so weird saying Chicago. I'm local to the Chicago market, but I get
Yes.
auditions everywhere. So
Okay.
I get auditions for like Atlanta. I just had an audition for a Hulu show for a guest star not too long ago. So like we're all over the place. I'm really grateful for my agency. So, but yeah, I'm a Chicago actor. And yeah, comic book lover. But like that's my Instagram. Instagram is where I post, especially on my stories. Like that's where I post like the most free stuff. Is just not all my page is always acting related, but my actual Instagram stories is mostly comics, movies, pop culture, things like that. Yeah,
See, that's the cool thing about being an actor. You don't even need social media.
you don't. I
I
think
feel like
that
that's
was
the one creative craft where you don't.
man slang. I'm gonna tell you something right now, man. The thing I wish I understood sooner was you really don't. I watched interviews with like again, Denzel, right? But even like younger actors who don't have a social media, your calling card is being good.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong. There are some actors who um who have booked from social media, who have got discovered from
Yeah.
social media. I understand that, but talent will will
Yeah.
take you further than that.
And it's not like you're freelancing. It's like whereas I feel like if you're a painter, that's different.
That's different.
You using social media to show that you paint. But like, yeah, so
But it's different. It's funny you said that because I'm thinking about just reconstructing my Instagram just for like Instagram purposes because like I've booked I've been booking work without it to a point where it's like damn like I don't even know what's the because I keep it more to keep in touch with you,
yeah,
Rory, like other
yeah.
people with like that we know, family, friends,
The
but
sick
to
part
promote,
is I'm
yeah.
kind of with you. I made a video about Superman.
Hmm.
I didn't even post it on Facebook. I didn't even mess with Facebook. I used to post it on everything. I didn't even post it on Facebook. I
And
posted it on TikTok.
you famous now almost, bro. You get up there.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah,
I have my own
I
cousin
see the
saying me
beautiful.
now on there.
Yeah, bro. But no,
You
but
get that
that
reference, right?
yeah, for sure. No, yeah. But me, it's funny because, like I said, like it's just understanding that the work, unless you are a content creator, which of course that makes sense. But like
Yeah.
being an actor now, I'm starting to realize like yeah, the work is just not like Ike Holter is a big person I look up to. He's a
Mm-hmm.
playwright here in Chicago, and
What's his name?
Ike Holter. He wrote
Ike.
Lottery Day. He has a new playwright. He's working on
Okay, sound familiar. Okay.
yeah, and the what he uses his social media for is just him. But yet he still get jobs, he still book work, he still does everything he does, and it's just so interesting. Like now, I just wish I knew that years like probably like
Yeah.
5 years ago that you don't your social media does not have to be tied to what you do.
Yeah.
It can be tied to who you are. And yes, I
Yes.
am an actor, but I'm so much more than just that. Despite all the
Sure.
joy it
Yeah.
brings. Like I'm gonna start getting into painting, man. I'm ready to be that bad painter who just loves to paint. Like it's
You
okay
should. Why
to
not?
just do your
I think it's
hobby.
nice to have an artistic thing that you're not trying to sell. You're just doing it.
Bingo. You don't gotta like you don't have to sell everything. Like you don't. Like you can say
Yeah.
like I'm gonna paint this or I'm gonna make a song, right? I'm gonna put this song out and that's it. Just because I
That
want to.
that's how I feel. Like I want to make sure I say this under 2 minutes so we don't go over the 2 hours.
Yeah.
But you know how I told you about writing?
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually care for sales right now. Maybe I'll change later, but I just want to write it so I know I did it because I've been thinking about this since I was like 12. I'm 34 now.
Yeah, see, I didn't know
So
you
it's
was
like,
6 years older than me. Jesus.
oh yeah, yeah, you're my sister's age.
Yeah, we both are Pisces, so we both turn our age in March.
Yep.
I didn't know you was 6 years older than me. Wow.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're small and skinny.
That's fine. Man, you a
You
boomer,
don't know.
man. Like you basically a boomer. It's like,
You're basically a boomer. It's hilarious.
oh no, that's crazy. I can't. That's so disrespectful. My
But
dad's a real baby boomer. But all right, brother.
so am
Thank you,
I.
man.
Yeah, oh, thanks for coming on. Thanks for chatting with me and not
Yeah.
getting tired of it.
No, I can. This is something I really want to do, and then we could talk more about like a schedule and everything. I don't know. Not
Okay.
take over your show, but I
No,
would
no,
love to
you're
be
good.
a
Because
constant guest or just
yeah,
talk to
yeah.
you.
That sounds good.
All right, brother.
All right. Well, take care and give me updates about your acting.
I always will. Thank you, man.
All right.
All right, that's a wrap for today. Thank you to Ty Norwood for coming through and chatting with me. YouTube gang, hit like, subscribe, and share. More views mean more episodes. All your listeners, hit follow, leave a review, and share with someone who vibe with this. Want to go a step further? Support the show at buymeacoffee.com/avatarslang. The links are in my description. Stay connected on Instagram and TikTok at avatarslang and drop your thoughts on today's topic. Appreciate y'all for being part of the Slang Gang. See y'all next time.